This is a review of the LOKITHOR J400 jump starter meant for vehicles. The specs listed on the back of the package here. Gonna go through those. Appears to be a 2000 milliamp battery. It's rated for up to 1500 cycles. It's got the two outputs. Got a USB-A output and a USB-C output. It's supposed to be a maximum starting current of 1000 amps or a peak current of 2000 amps. Not sure where they came up with those numbers. And its normal temperature range is rated down from negative 20 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. So that's negative 4 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you do live in the upper United States, you'll probably want to take this in the wintertime instead of just leaving it in your car the whole time. We'll go ahead and do an unboxing. I've previously taken this out, so stuff's gonna be a little bit messy. Inside the box here, we do have a certificate of ownership. There's also a very good set of instructions that come with this. We have the unit itself, and then of course we have the cables here that go to the unit as well. The unit itself, to turn it on, you just hit the button here, and it'll start up, and it says 0.0 volts. And what it's going to do when you hook that up to a car battery for 10 seconds, it's going to go into an analyze mode, and then this will actually display the voltage of the car battery. And when you're using the USB outputs on this, this voltage will actually show the current that's going to the USB outputs, which is kind of a nice feature. It's got a built-in light. You can see it's several surface-mounted light-emitting diodes on there. Very bright light. Quite pleased with the light there. You can put it in different modes, strobe mode, or you can turn it off. If you turn the unit on like this and leave it for a bit, eventually after about a minute or so, it's going to power itself off to start the battery, which is pretty nice. The cables just plug in to here, and here are the cables that it comes with, and the charging ports are on the other side. So you'll see the USB-C and the USB-A. One is used to charge, and it's an output, and the other one's just an output. So those are a nice feature to have. A couple concerns we had on this unit, first of all, are the cables. And when you look at the cables, this is a proprietary connector. It's actually got a total of 4 pins, so you can't just make up your own cable on this. But the clamps that come with this are fairly worthless. You'll see when you look in here, there's not continuity between the two sets of teeth on the jaws. And for that reason, they put this little jumper wire here. So when you look at the resistance and how much current you're going to be able to pass, essentially when you clamp it on a battery, you're going to have these two teeth here, the two teeth on the underside, and then the only thing that's going to transfer power to the other set of teeth is this really, really tiny thin wire, which is not a very good design. It doesn't seem like that's going to be a good low current solution. Additionally, the jaws here are very wide, and a lot of times in a car battery scenario, you're not going to have a lot of clearance on either side of the battery post. So it seems like these are unnecessarily big as well. Just to kind of show what the competition has on their cables, these are cables from a competitor, and you'll see these are very narrow here. So these would fit in a low clearance scenario. And then as we look at the back, we see we got the cable here that attaches, but then there's complete continuity, and it's brass throughout there. So this is going to have much, much better continuity between the two sets of teeth on this one. Also worth noting, on the competitor's product, this is going to be an 8-gauge cable, and on this particular product, this is actually a 10-gauge cable, so it's not going to be quite as good. The second concern we had are the USB output ports. When I tried to charge external devices with these ports, it would charge for about 3 minutes or so, and then it would just stop charging and turn itself off. So that pretty much negates any value that we would have in these charging ports if it's doing that. That's really not acceptable. I did go ahead and take the liberty of taking the back off this thing, just so we can see what it looks like on the inside. You'll see we got the main battery assembly. We have the USB ports, USB-A, USB-C. Then we have the circuitry here that controls the functions of the unit. So the battery itself is pretty small, but that's what we have there. Currently, this is priced about $10 under the competitor's similar product, which I think is quite a bit better. If I were spending money on it, I would probably go with the competitor's product instead of this one for the reasons noted earlier, primarily the quality of the cables here, as well as the USB-A and USB-C is shutting off after just a few minutes.
So portable jump starters are great. When you need one, you need one. And if you don't have one, then you wish you had one. This particular company, their product is built well. The casing is actually a very nice plastic. They have rubber seals on all their ports, very pliable. Attention to detail, which is nice. Standard EC5 connection for the cables, which is nice. Has a lot of automatic features. I have it in manual mode for the demonstration purpose right now. There is one challenge with it, and it probably wouldn't affect most people out there, and that is you can see the output voltage is rather high for a automotive or a 12-volt system, even though a 12-volt system is typically running around 13.8, 14.4. This is putting out 16.6, so you might think, what's an extra couple volts, no big deal. On a modern car, truck, that type of thing, probably not a big deal. The rectifier and stuff can handle that added voltage and dissipate it. But for my intention, because this unit is relatively small, was to use it for a motorcycle. And putting out a 16.6 volt output and feeding that into the bike could be possibly pretty hard on the regulator. Motorcycles are not quite as robust as automobiles in some aspects, just because of space and stuff of that nature. You can see it's actually showing its output voltage on its display. Like I said, the product is very nice. It's built very well. And then you can see on the meter, it's actually putting out 16.61. So they do offer this particular product from the same manufacturer in a LiPo 4 battery configuration, which would, even at a 4-cell, would be basically in the nominal voltage per battery at 3.2, 3.6 charge to put you around the 14.4. So that would actually be better for the motorcycle. But like I said, for any automotive type application, I'm sure this thing will have no problem, and the car will be able to compensate for that extra voltage. But on a motorcycle, just not going to risk it, because it's too much, a little bit too finicky on a bike with the electrical system, just because the components are smaller. Anyway, all in all, I think it's a great product, but that little piece is going to take a star away, just because I think they could have done a little bit better with the voltage regulation. They're using a 4S pack. That's why, obviously, at 4.2 fully charged, you're getting 16, and at nominal 3.7, you're getting around 14. So anyway, but the product itself is built extremely well, and I've load tested it, and I've also actually drained it all the way down and then recharged it back up. It does charge with USB-C, and it will charge USB-C to USB-C, which is actually nice. You don't have to have a USB-A to USB-C, which it actually comes with, but you don't have to have that. You can just go straight USB-C to USB-C. So that's a nice touch. So like I said, it's built really well. Just the voltage is a little too high for a bike, in my opinion. I looked maybe at their LiPo 4 product. That would be more suitable for a bike with the lower voltage. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna try this LOKITHOR jump starter. My battery's dead. You can see when I try to start it. So, I'll hook it up, see what happens. First time I'm trying this, so this will be a good test. Turn on the juice. See what it does.